In the next academic session, focus on countries that have least resistance to international students, to international immigration system, countries that are very, very friendly to welcome international students into their economy. These are the kind of European countries that you should focus your attention to in 2026. In the next academic session, this message is very, very important. Don't channel your energy into European countries that are getting very, very choked with international students. Thereby, they are now reviewing their immigration system, making it very, very difficult to international students to easily get their visa and come into their country. An example of them is Portugal. Portugal's system is consistently reviewing their immigration system. Back in 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they are very, very friendly. Almost everybody that apply for their visa gets into the country because they give visa very freely. But this year, they are making it very, very difficult for international students to be able to easily access their visa. So these are the kind of country that you need to think twice before you apply for their visa or channel your energy into. I'm not saying that Portugal is not giving visa. I'm telling you that because of the rate at which applications are being submitted for Portugal visa, it is getting more and more difficult to get Portugal visa. Yes, we had a lot of successes this year. If we compare this year's successes in visa approval to last year, I mean, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they are very. I mean, in terms of comparison, they are to beat this year own. So that is why I know for a fact that Portugal's system is getting to that stage where you need to think twice before channeling your energy into it. So focus your energy into other European countries that have least resistance to visa approval or to international students coming into their country. And I'm going to discuss one of the European countries that have least resistance to international students. And the beauty of this European country is the fact that they have many English taught courses, both for BSc program, MSc program, and PhD program. Yes, they are immigration friendly. Yes, they are immigration friendly. They welcome every nook and cranny as long as you are interested in coming into their country to contribute to the growth of the economy, either as a student or as a worker. Yes, and because of the fact that after you study, you can work while you study. That also makes it very, very attractive to international students. You can work and also study at the same time. And also, their tuition fee is so cheap and affordable for everybody, regardless of your study level, be it BSc, bachelor, master's, and even PhD. The tuition fee ranges from 800 euro to 5,000 euro. And there are some schools that also allow you to pay this tuition instrumentally. And don't forget, like I said, you can be working on the side and also be schooling on the side to be able to balance your living expenses in the country. Okay, now there are many schools in this country that do not need you to have IELTS before you can be given admission. Yes, yes, you heard me correctly. Which country am I talking about? I'm talking about Croatia. Yes, Croatia is an European country. Croatia is an EU country that are very, very friendly to international immigrants. International student particularly, you can easily get admission into any rated universities in Croatia. Now, your family members can join you after 6 months. Yes, your family member can join you through family reunification after 6 months, which means once you as a student, the primary applicant, get into Croatia, once you've been able to get your residence permit after 6 months, you can start applying for your family members to join you in Croatia. Yes, as long as you can prove financial capacity, financial subsistence, that you can take care of your family while you're schooling and also studying. As long as you can show all of this proof in your bank statement, you can invite your family in to Croatia to join you after 6 months. And of course, Croatia is an EU country, which means the student residence permit that is going to be granted to you give you access to other EU countries. Other EU countries. Croatia have a very good economy, and like I said, they are very, very friendly to international immigrants. Okay, they are very welcoming. From every informations and testimonials of people that we've seen online and from the research that we've done, they are very, very friendly and very, very welcoming to international immigrants. And I've also discussed the fact that they have a very, very affordable educational system, both for EU citizen and non-EU citizen. The education system is very, very affordable. Okay, and after your study, if you decide to stay back, as long as you can get a job, you can remain in the country. You can live legally in Croatia. And of course, there are many, many job opportunities, skilled opportunities that are available in Croatia. Now, in this video, I'm going to be discussing two ways in which you can apply for admission. There are two ways in which you can apply for admission. And if you're just coming across our channel, this is Japa with their days. On this channel, we are very, very committed to bringing our way cheap schools, cheap European school that you can relocate you and your family to. If you have not subscribed to this channel, like and subscribe to this channel so that by the time we drop informations, cheap relocation informations, you will be the first person to get notification. Now, let's talk about the two ways in which you can land admission in Croatia. There are two ways. The first one is the central application system. They have a central application system. So which means if you take your phone or you carry your laptop and you go on Google and search for studyInCroatia.hr, studyInCroatia.hr, and I'm going to be showing that to you shortly. So when you go online and you search for study in www.studyInCroatia.hr, this is the web page that it is going to bring out for you. And as you can see, all of the information, there are a lot of information that you can explore by yourself there. But the one I'm mostly particular about is on the right-hand side where it says study program. Once you click on it, it's going to land you to this page. Yes, to this page. And as you can see in front of you, it is study programs in English. All the courses that you're going to be seeing here are all taught in English, both for bachelor, master's, and postgraduate program, which is for doctoral level. All the courses here are taught in English for different universities in Croatia. And on the left-hand side, you will also see some other informations like what to study, how to apply, tuition fee, and scholarship. Yes, they also have different scholarship opportunity that you can explore depending on the school and the courses that you want to do. So which means you can study for free. Yes, you can study for free in some of these schools. They have many of them. I've checked them out. There are many of them, only that you have to monitor the timeline to be able to submit the application. So on this particular page, each courses are listed level by level. So this is undergraduate level. We have Faculty of Design, we have Faculty of Economics, and then we have Faculty of Humanities in that. So which means all the different courses that are taught in different schools are listed here. This is centralized application system. So which means, assuming you are interested in one of the course here, you just click on it. It will take you to the university website directly where you can submit your application or monitor the application when it will be opening. Okay, so Faculty of Economics, like I've said, Humanities, Interdisciplinary, Social Sciences, Technical Sciences. Then for Master's Program, these are the different courses that are taught in different schools in Croatia for different courses. Arts, Faculty of Arts, Biotechnical Sciences, Economics, Business and Tourism, Interdisciplinary Sciences, Natural Sciences, Social Sciences, Technical Sciences. These are for Master's Program. And if you are interested in an integrated program whereby you combine both undergraduate bachelor program with master's program together, they also have some courses and universities that take those courses as well. You can also explore them. And if you are interested in a doctoral study program, you can also look at the different courses that are available in different schools in Croatia. This is biomedicine and health sciences in Croatia. economics faculty, business and tourism, humanities, natural sciences, social sciences, technical sciences. So let's assume you are interested in one of the course. You're interested in one of the course. All you have to do, as you can see, these are clickable link. It will take you directly to the university website where you can submit your application directly to them or apply directly to them. Okay. So all you just have to do, once you see the one that align with your field or align with your interest, just click on it. It will take you straight away to the university website. So let's say, for instance, you are interested in business, a course in business faculty as business economics in digital environment for postgraduate, which is doctoral program. As you can see, this is University of Dubrovnik. It will take you directly to the university website where you'll be able to see all other information that are not listed on the centralized application portal. You'll be able to explore them directly. So this is information about the program. When you click on the plus signs, it will show you more information. Why choose us? For whom this program is intended for? What are the benefits of graduating from this program? Program structure and organization, enrollment in terms of when application will be opening, what you need to be able to submit your application, etc. Among other things, these are the places where you will find them. Compulsory and elective courses. These are the places where you will find them. So that is that about the study. So just go to the page, search for the course that you are mostly interested in, and then start clicking on it to get more information about them on the centralized application system. So if you want to use the second method to apply for admission, all you have to do is to go into each of the university websites directly. And I'm going to be listing a couple of some of those universities on the screen. Go straight to their website and start researching on each of the courses, faculties uh, that you have specialty in or that you are interested in. If you are for bachelor, all of these courses are there. So all you just have to do is to filter by language that you are interested in. For English, you filter by English and the courses that are available. Each university, you will see them online. I'm going to list a couple of them here so that you can go on Google and start researching them. Now, what are the courses that you need to pay attention to? What are the documents that you need to have available if you want to apply for any of this admission? You need your passport. Your passport. There's nothing like international passport. It's called passport. So there's passport, which of course many Africans call international passport, but in Europe they don't call it international passport. It's called passport. The difference between passport is that it is a document. It is an internationally acceptable document that you can use to migrate to any country that you want to migrate to. Then there is also passport photograph. So there are some people that will ask on the comment section that which passport, so it's not. I mean, if it makes you comfortable, yes, we call it international passport. Yeah, but it's not called like that in Europe. So you just need to take note. So that's one of the documents that you need to apply for admission. Okay. Now you also need your transcript. If you're applying for bachelor program, you need your secondary school transcript and certificate. If you're applying for master, you need your bachelor transcript and certificate. If you're applying for PhD, you need both master's and bachelor transcript and certificate. So depending on what level of education you want to apply for, that is but each level require that you have your transcript of education before you can apply for admission. You need 2 letters of recommendation or 2 letters of reference. I mean, preferably you can have any notable members of the society refer you, maybe any academic tutor, lecturers, or anybody can recommend you, provide you a letter of reference. Those you carry more weight to easily assess or review your application. You need your academic CV. You need proof of English certificate. Like I said, many schools accept English proficiency certificate, but if you have IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo is one of the easiest English certification that you can easily write. And yeah, you can research about them online, but many schools accept proof of English certifications that from your school, that show a letter from your school that shows that you were taught previously in English. And then if you are a Nigerian, Ministry of Education can also issue you a document to show that the English is the medium of instructions for all education in Nigeria. That document from Ministry of Education also carry weight Okay, you can also use it for instance, for bachelor program. You can also apply for that document. Okay. Then, of course, we've talked about these are the documents that you need to be able to apply for admission. Now, let's assume you now have the admission. You have been able to tie the admission down by enrolling, paying the enrollment fee or acceptance fee or whatever fee the school wants you to pay, and you now have the admission. You are preparing to apply for visa. What document do you need to have in mind for visa? You need visa application form. You need your valid passport. Your valid passport. Okay. You need proof of funds. You need at least two passport size photograph. Okay, your health insurance, you also need your health insurance. At least it must cover up to about 30,000 30,000 euro. 30,000 euro. The value of the insurance must cover at least up to 30,000 euro, and you can buy insurance, travel insurance from all of this insurance company in any of your country. Okay, and I think they are very, very affordable. Those insurance or health insurance or travel insurance, they are very, very affordable. Of course, you need your admission letter from any Europe, any universities in Croatia. Yes, proof of accommodation. You need proof of accommodation. You need flight reservation ticket. Okay, then proof of funds. Yes, this is one of the most important aspects that a lot of people will be bothering about. Of course, if you can get somebody to sponsor you, they accept sponsorship. Okay, but if you don't have anybody to sponsor you, at least your proof of funds, depending on the school, the course that you want to apply for, you can at least target proof of funds must rate between 8,000 euro to about 13 to 14,000 euro, depending on the school and the course. Don't forget, we said their school fees is very affordable. It ranges from 800 euro to about 5,000 euro. So which means if your tuition fee is around that 5,000 euro or 4,000 euro, that means your proof of funds will not be compared to somebody that his tuition fee is 1,000 euro or 800 euro. So, that is how you need to be able to weigh your proof of funds. And of course, you can also engage the international student office regarding the proof of funds because many schools have all of this documented in terms of proof of funds and all of the things that you will need. Okay. Now, the school application will be commencing like any moment from now. So start planning towards next year academic session. Don't forget, this is Japa with their days. They will come your way next time with another cheap relocation information. Stay tuned. Bye bye for now.